All right, let's jump right in. As technical leaders, we live and breathe architecture. You get it right, your business can fly. Get it wrong, and you're paying off that technical debt for years. So today, we're going to pop the hood on Microsoft Dynamics 365. We'll get a clear, no-nonsense breakdown of the apps, the tech stack, and a solid framework for actually making it work.
So, does this whole scene sound familiar? You've got your sales team over here in their own CRM bubble. Finance is in a totally separate system, and your supply chain folks are basically living in a world of complex spreadsheets. Look, this isn't just a little inefficient, it's a huge problem. It creates massive blind spots and basically puts the brakes on the entire company.
And this is exactly the problem Dynamics 365 was designed to fix. It's not just one app, it's a whole portfolio of them, built to smash those silos. The whole idea is to bring together your CRM and ERP worlds to create that one single source of truth, connecting every single team, process, and data point you have.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this, let's start at the top. What business functions does Dynamics 365 actually handle? We'll kick things off with the core applications.
So at the highest level, everything pretty much breaks down into two big buckets that we all know and love. First, you've got CRM, Customer Relationship Management. That's everything that faces the outside world. Your sales process, your marketing campaigns, customer service, all of it. And then you've got ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. Think of this as the engine room of the company. It's running all the internal machinery, finance, operations, supply chain, you name it. Now, if we drill down a little bit, you can see the specific apps. Under that customer experience umbrella, you've got the usual suspects like sales and customer service. On the operations side, you get these really powerful tools for things like supply chain management and finance. Oh, and it's definitely worth pointing out Business Central. That one's built specifically for small to medium-sized businesses and kind of packages the whole CRM and ERP shebang into one unified solution.
Okay, now we get to the really good stuff, the part that's absolutely critical for us as technical leaders, the architecture. Let's peel back the layers and see how this whole thing is actually put together and what makes it so powerful.
So you can really think of the platform as a multi-layered cake. Right at the bottom, the foundation, you have Microsoft Azure. That's the bedrock, giving you global scale, security, and all that reliability. On top of that, you've got the core data and logic layer. Then a really powerful layer for extensibility, and finally, right at the top, are all those business apps we just talked about.
Now, the absolute key to this entire architecture is that middle layer, Microsoft Dataverse. Seriously, if you remember one thing, remember this. It's way more than just a database. It's like the platform's central nervous system. It gives you a standardized data model that basically forces all those different apps to speak the same language. This right here is the secret sauce that makes the whole thing unified.
So the next layer up is where you really get to make the platform your own. Sitting right on top of Dataverse is the Power Platform. This is your customization toolkit. It lets your teams, and not just pro developers, build custom apps, automate workflows, and create some seriously powerful analytics, all with a low-code approach. And for us, that means way faster development cycles and less strain on our core engineering teams. It's a huge win.
Now, this whole layered setup brings us to a really critical strategic choice you have to make when you're designing solutions. The best way to think about it is with a pretty simple analogy. Are you going to build a house or are you going to buy one?
So the build a house path means you're creating a custom Power App. You still get that rock-solid Dataverse foundation, but your team builds all the application logic from scratch. This is perfect for those really unique, specialized business processes that nothing off the shelf can handle. On the other hand, buying the house means you're implementing a Dynamics 365 module. With this, you get a feature-packed, pre-built application where all that complex business logic for things like sales or finance is already baked right in. Your team's job then shifts from coding everything to configuring and extending what's already there.
So we've got the applications, we get the technology underneath. But as every single one of us knows, even the most brilliant architecture can completely fall apart without a solid implementation plan. So how do you actually de-risk a project this big and make sure it lands successfully?
Well, Microsoft's answer to that is a framework they call Success by Design. And this isn't some fluffy theoretical guide. It's a battle-tested playbook built from the hard lessons learned across thousands of real projects. Its one and only purpose is to give you a clear path to find and fix risks before they have a chance to blow up your project.
And as you can see here, the framework maps right onto a typical project lifecycle. And what's really cool is that it's methodology agnostic. It doesn't care if you're an agile shop or you run waterfall, it works either way. It just organizes the whole effort into these clear phases with very specific goals and checkpoints.
The framework breaks it all down into 5 phases. You've got discover and initiate, which lead up to this really critical solution blueprint review. Then, during the implement phase, you do these deep dive reviews on the tricky areas, like data migration or integration. Then, right before you flip the switch, there's a final go live readiness review. These formal reviews are really the heart of the framework. They're designed to be safety nets, to catch problems early when they're still cheap and easy to fix.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now for the question that really matters. Why? Why should we invest in this platform and this methodology? Let's talk about the actual tangible impact on the business.
The numbers are pretty hard to argue with. A big Forrester study that looked at real customer results found that organizations using D365 for their ERP saw an average return on investment of 106% over just 3 years. That's a solid number.
And what about TCO, total cost of ownership? That's a number we all have to watch. Well, ABN AMRO, a huge bank, managed to cut their TCO by up to 40% when they moved to Dynamics 365. Why? Well, mostly by getting rid of all those separate systems and slashing their maintenance costs. For any of us managing an IT budget, a saving like that is an absolute game changer.
The platform also drives some pretty amazing operational efficiency. Just by automating and streamlining their financial processes, a company like Andretti Indoor Karting was able to save between $300,000 and $500,000 every single year.
So here's the ultimate takeaway. When you bring together these pre-built business applications with a tech stack that's designed to be extended, and you guide the whole thing with a proven implementation framework, you're doing a lot more than just buying software. You are architecting a strategic platform for real, lasting digital transformation.
So that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. When you have a platform that unifies your entire business and a clear roadmap that de-risks the whole journey, what kind of transformation are you going to be able to lead?